So Denver gets past Pittsburgh. Definitely a hard game. Both teams. I know everybody's going to pinpoint the running back from Pittsburgh with fumbling. That's definitely a heartbreaker. He is young. Definitely you got to have good ball security when getting close. It's something I teach my sons when running. Anytime you get close to other defenders or multiple defenders, you always want to put two hands on the ball and hold it securely. And sometimes you just stiff arm to get away from somebody, but you definitely got to look at that. It was definitely a good game. I think, Pittsburgh, they let a couple plays get away, especially on the run. The running back was running, Denver running back was running to the right, and then he kind of bounced and went back to the left. You got to make plays like that. And then you have the controversial call that was not called when Peyton Manning gave himself up. Looking at the play, he did slide, give himself up, that way. But I guess Pittsburgh never got close enough to touching him. And the instant replay showed that, Allen didn't, touch him. But that's a hard play right there. And definitely, it was a good game for Pittsburgh, that they can take away from their young receivers. They definitely, stepped up, they were catching, balls. They were making plays. The only other thing is just special teams, something that Pittsburgh has to work on in the offseason, with the fact of, number 11, dropping a couple of them. And even when they had Jacoby Jones in the earlier part, I think they're definitely going to have to find somebody to replace him. And also, kind of let Antonio do more of the, receiver, because, that's definitely a big part. But he is flashy and exciting, when you definitely put him back there. But definitely like that. And hopefully, he'll come back, get well soon, get healthy. Ben Roethlisberger had the better rating, 94.3. Peyton had 74.4. It was definitely a good game. C.J. Anderson, 15 carries, 72 yards, 4.8 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. Fitzgerald Toussaint, 12 carries, 39 yards, 3.3 average, 1 touchdown. Arguably, you could say they were one play away from, going to the against the Patriots. But definitely a good game. Both teams have to definitely do better on their third down efficiency. Pittsburgh was 2 for 12. And Denver was only 3 for 15. So they definitely got to get better on that. Pittsburgh only had what they had. They gave up 1 sack. The Broncos had three sacks for 28 yards. Pittsburgh had 5 penalties. Denver had 4 penalties. And then Denver had 1 fumble, but they didn't lose it. Pittsburgh had 2, and they lost 1. Time of possession was equal, almost 28 minutes and 27 seconds for Pittsburgh, and 31 minutes and 33 seconds for Denver. So it's definitely something they got to capitalize on. And also watching the games, sometimes they have the corners or the safeties, back a little bit too deep. And that way, Peyton can throw the ball real quick, even when like on a 2-point conversion. I think sitting back, sometimes, you got to, definitely get close and then maybe drop back, in the right time. And Peyton likes to wait kind of like to the last, 9 to 10 seconds of a play. And then by that time, the DBs go back, so he's reading it. And also when William Gay, he could have had an interception. That's the difference between good players and great plays and great players. He definitely was their, best corner this year, best secondary player. But on those plays, you definitely got to make that play. You got to catch that interception. And your team could be going to the next game, and hopefully, Brown would have came back. But it's definitely something that they can improve on. And I think, Tom is going to have them ready next year. You got Shazier coming back. He's definitely one of the top linebackers in the game. I guess, Harrison isn't sure whether he's coming back or not. But I definitely think they need to get somebody else in that secondary that can kind of help them lock down receivers or anything like that.